Hi! So I said in my showcase video that Cadair Idris was my favourite mountain around where I live, so I just thought I'd show you why. So everyone thinks this is the summit because that's the one you can see from the lake, but that's actually the summit, and you know, I've only got a little bit left to do now, so that's good. And we've had our first bit of snow. Well, we had some snow in December, but we've got a cold spell coming soon, so I thought before it gets a bit too snowy and a bit too dangerous to do it, why not get out in the sun to do it? It's a good bit of training. And I just love it. It's so different from anywhere around. You can see down in the valley there, it's just green, and it's actually quite nice and sunny today. We've got some sun rather than rain. We've had rain for the past couple of weeks, so it's quite nice to have some sun. The walk starts off with some stairs, and they last for a good half an hour, and they get a bit strenuous, but you know, once you get past them, that is what I'd say is the hardest bit. And once you get past them, you get to the lovely lake, which is just down in that little combe there, which you can't really see at the moment. And then it's a nice gradual incline up to the ridge, and then you've got to go all the way up to that one and then to the summit over there. And there's a nice little shelter right on the summit, so I'll be having my lunch there. As I'm out by myself today, it's really important to consider the health and safety aspects of walking up a mountain. So last night I checked the weather forecast, the mountain forecast, and I checked it again this morning just to make sure the weather on the mountain hadn't changed. Luckily it hadn't. The skies are clear, it's a really nice day. There's no rain forecast, but because of the snow it is quite cold. So I've got lots of layers and packed extra, and I packed nice warm food. I've got a first aid kit in my rucksack just in case, and also I let my parents know that I was going up, and I let them know the timings when I reached certain trig points or whatever, just so they know exactly where I am if the worst did happen. And I've got my map with me, I've got my compass with me if I get lost. So because of the snow, the paths are a bit more unclear, a bit harder to find, but luckily you can see everyone else's footsteps, so you know, you can sort of see the makings of the path, but it's really good to follow everyone else's footsteps. The snow's not too thick, it's only about 1 or 2 centimetres, well, where I am at the moment. This is a good example of what you do have to watch out for. So had I just been walking blind, there's a really big drop there. Could have just gone, you know, carried on going, but luckily you can see that the path curves round and you keep an eye out for things like that. Part of the reason I love Cadair so much is because it's such a diverse mountain. There's so many different activities you can do. A lot of people mountain bike up it. I haven't tried that yet, but it sounds really good. And then in the winter when we get a lot of snow, some people bring their snowboards and their skis and ski down the more gradual slopes. And also it's because of the views. So over there is Cardigan Bay, which is a great place for surfing and paddleboarding and all your water activities. It's great fun. And we're just nearing the summit now. The summit's just up there. So the summit's called Cadair, and that's because the folklore says that a giant called Idris uses this place as his seat. So that's why it's Cadair Idris. So Cadair in Welsh means chair, and then Idris is the giant. So yeah, and there's the lake. As you get close to the summit, the landscape begins to change. It gets a lot more rocky, and this is the part that me and my family called Mordor from The Lord of the Rings, because it just looks so much like Mordor, but I mean with the snow it looks quite nice. And then you get these cairns everywhere, which are really good identifiers that you're actually going the right way. Here are some of the amazing views I was talking about. So that's all the way to North Wales, and you can see some of the taller mountains there with snow on them, and then very close to the summit now. So down here as well is Cadair Lake. It's the different one, it's not the one that was in the combe, but this is another way that you can go up Cadair. You can see some people in the distance there doing it that way. And here we are at the summit. So this is the trig point called so because I think when they were mapping out Britain, they were using trigonometry for trig points. And here's just some of the lovely views. Really the summit, stretching all across Mid Wales, South Wales, North Wales. It's great. nice gentle slope down, a bit easier than the way up, and behind me is the trip point and the shelter and a couple more people that have just summited. But I just thought I'd take the chance to talk about some more health and safety aspects that are important to consider. So one thing that's really important is having the right equipment and footwear. I'm wearing my really trusty Scarpa walking boots that are really comfy, support your ankles, which is the main thing, and much better than just a pair of trainers going up a mountain. I'm also wearing some good walking trousers with a pair of leggings underneath for layers for warmth. Don't come up in your jeans, don't go walking in your jeans. So I've also come on this hike by myself. I would say if you're going on a long hike, it would be a good idea to have a buddy or a friend with you. Unfortunately, all my friends are at uni or at work, so I'm by myself. But that means that if you're going by yourself, it's really important to let someone know where you're going, when you're going, the time you left your car park, started the route. And maybe send them a few text messages on the way up letting them know you're okay. So just so someone knows exactly where I am. It's also a good idea if you know your local emergency services numbers and the mountain rescue numbers, and also if you've got a whistle with you or anything that can, like I'm wearing bright clothes, so it's a good idea if you do get lost or if you need to be found, then bright clothes are a really good way of someone helping people find you. When you're hiking in the outdoors, it also gives you a really good chance to reflect on how you can be more environmental. So for example, one of the things that I've done today is I've had a picnic up on the top and I've made sure to leave no trace at all. I've got all of my rubbish in my rucksack with me, I don't want to leave any of it on the mountain. And I think that's just really important. You don't want to litter anywhere, because not only does it make the mountain look messy and maybe spoils everyone else's walks up, but it's also really harmful for the wildlife. And it's also just really important to respect where you are, to respect the nature. And also I've been sticking to the trails, sticking to the footpath, so I haven't disturbed more ground than I've had to. There's not much wildlife. I think this is quite a grazed mountain, but there's no sheep anyway at the moment. But it's also important to not disturb the wildlife. And so yeah, just consider the environment when you come up. Another thing I love about the mountains is how quiet it is, apart from me talking obviously. It's a really nice break from everyday life. It gives you a chance to properly relax and enjoy nature, and it's just, I really enjoy it. I love hiking so much. Here's a really good view of Cadair. You can see the route that we took down there. There's the path in the distance, and then up on that ridge all the way around to the proper summit there. That's the fake summit, but you can tell why people do think it's the real summit, because it's very dramatic as you're entering the Cwm. But yeah, that's the proper summit. And still on the decline at the moment, still in the snow level, but it's still nice and sunny and still really enjoying it. I'm out of the snow line now. You can see the summits over there and the other peak there, and then just this nice gradual path down to the main path and then the car park, which is behind that hill there. So here we are at the end of the walk. Had a really great time, and it was really nice to summit Cadair again, especially with some snow. I love the snow, so it was great to get out, and on a nice sunny day as well. So thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you at the recruitment fair in London in a couple of weeks. Bye!